if this team can stay focused with all the attention they're getting.
And that's what's pretty cool about their season. Like, they're starting to get respect. They've started to earn that. I think we just got to realize, Palmer, halfway through the season, you don't get any trophies. That doesn't exist.
You just got to keep doing what you're doing, right? It's been working to get to this point, to get that number beside your name, to get everybody's attention. Now's not the time to freeze up and start getting nervous because you've got the spotlight on you. You've got to keep playing the game the way you've been doing it the first half of the season.
Left side, it's Brown. He'll be stopped at the 6-yard line, but what a job picking up yardage after the catch. Clemson will come to the line with the 1st and goal. They'll run it. It's Haynes. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson!
I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players, and we've seen that before. There was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, and they made a statement.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Trying to establish the run. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. The give to the back. Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on 1st and 2nd down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up 3rd and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that 2nd down by this defense.
Gets open down the middle. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that play.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Out wide left, it's Carter. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
Well, nice job hauling that pass in. I'll tell you, he keeps defenses on their heels. He really does. His speed is so scary. And I think back to my days in college. We used to play against the Seminoles when they had Peter Warrick and Lavernius Coles. And because of their game-breaking ability, it put so much pressure on our defense. I'll tell you, this guy's good enough to, I think, have played on that Seminole offense, and he would have gotten some looks. This guy can make some plays.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Tight end now in motion. They give it to him again. They get him stopped at the 26, but not before he picks up 5 yards. And the Noles racing to the line in the hurry-up. Trying to slip through and pick it up. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. We've reached a break. Clemson has the lead. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. If you don't convert on this 4th down, there will be questions about passing on the field goal try. Out wide right, it's Lopez. They'll knock him down, but he moves the sticks, and the 4th down decision pays off big time. From the red zone, looking for a man. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Moving the pocket, it's Daniels. He's got it on the run. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. The Noles have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Trying to find the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Noles.
Oh, man, and the quarterback knew exactly where he was going with this football at the pre-snap. He saw the matchup he liked, and he took advantage of it.
The extra point here would tie the game. And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they capped the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. They pull him down, but he's got enough, and it'll be a 1st down for this offense.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Quick give. It's Haynes.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Throws to the tight end. Finds a man in the middle. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
You know, Clemson football is at its best when they've got that guy at the helm that can be a playmaker. And Cade Klubnik had some of those flashes, right? Like going to the college football playoff the year before. But Clemson returning back to humanity a year ago. Not a good season for them. And Jesse, they didn't go out and get the 5-star commit in the portal. They didn't go out and pay a lot of money. They believe in developing it through high school and the guys they brought in.
Is it the guy, though? Because you mentioned it, David, and you're so right. When they had Deshaun Watson or they had Trevor Lawrence, they were the guy. They were the guy that took this offense, took this entire team to a national championship caliber level. They were true alphas at the quarterback position, and now we're going to find out if this new guy is the guy.
Second and long here. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. Long way to go on second down. He'll set up to throw. Catch in the middle. It's Haynes.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. Here he goes. Oh, he's got some space. They get him corral, but he carries it all the way down to the 7-yard line.
And as a defensive guy, man, when you play a QB like this, that will take off and run and has the speed to make you pay, it just limits what you can do.
Runs it into the house. Touchdown, Tigers. Lining up to add another. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Moves the pocket. It's Daniels. They're all over it. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Oftentimes defenses see empty sets, and that's when they want to dial up pressure, knowing there's no extra bodies back there to protect the quarterback. They were able to get to him on that one, and that's why the ball was incomplete.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Right side, it's Lopez. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the first down. They'll try to get it off quickly.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. Ridden out of bounds at the 45, a big play for this offense.
This is why athletic QBs are so hard to play. You think you got him nailed, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's outside the pocket, throwing strikes, making big plays.
Keeping his eyes downfield. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack. get a lost yardage play, I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Looking downfield, it's Daniels. Unloads to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle, it's Robinson. Inside the 25, stopped at the 24. Clock will stop to move the chains. Wants to throw on first. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. And it's picked off right at the goal line.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
From the gun, it's Haynes. Short gain on that run as the clock winds down here late in the half. Now we get a timeout taken by the Seminoles. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Fires to the tight end. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and this offense needed a play like that.
And you've really seen the evolutions of tight ends, man. These guys are no longer just big bodies that block like the extension of the offensive line. They're more like receivers, and I love when the quarterback gets it out of his hands, and then you just watch. Like, they can make plays. They can run people over. They can now run around people. Like, so nice to have these tight ends.
Still on his feet at the 45. A big play. Gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Johnson. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. They get the timeout called here and probably just enough time for 1 more snap to put up points before the half. And as the clock is winding down here in the first half, they'll send out the field goal team. And he curls that thing just inside the left upright. And that lead grows even bigger. We've played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, week 9, kind of a week where we separate the pretenders from the contenders here on the EA Sports College Football Update Show. Let's start with the USC Trojans, taking on the number 4 team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And it's USC able to pull off the upset by just a score. Going to be fun to see how this changes up the rankings. The result today gets them back to 500. It's something they harped on in practice all week, and they will celebrate this one for at least 24 hours. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside the 8.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. Trying to take it back. And they'll get him down after a solid return. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They'd love nothing more than to take advantage of that early second half turnover and cash in and tack a little bit more onto this lead. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge game? If I'm the OC, let's call that one in.
Snags it and he's open. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Clemson. They've extended the lead and taken control here in week 9.
And you got to love seeing that if you're the head coach of this team, right? You always want to see your team start fast early in games and then also start fast at the beginning of the third quarter. You had a big lead. You take the ball right away here in the second half. You drive it down the field, and you scored. This offense has been dialed in right from the get-go. It's been very impressive to watch.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Seminoles offense comes out ready to get this drive started. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Zings it complete to the right. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. The Seminoles come to the line in the hurry-up. Looking for a man, it's Daniels. Throws to the wideout. And here's the third interception of the night. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. Hits inside, it's Haynes. Surged ahead for a couple there, it'll be 2nd and 8.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Got him downfield. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. New set of downs after the completion. They'll give it to Johnson. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Quarterback Keith. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. The Tigers will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Nothing doing. He is stopped short of the goal line.
Well, the offense just trying to go with a little touch pass this time. Down close to the goal line, giving it to the receiver and hoping his speed is going to be able to outflank the defense, but nowhere to run. Nice stop on the defensive side of the ball.
Motion from the wide receiver. Going for the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers. And the beatdown has ensued. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Palmer.
And I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
Drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to pass, it's Daniels. Here comes the heat. Left side is Robinson. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. The Seminoles will hustle to the line. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Makes the grab. And they bring him down quickly, but a good gain there. They're looking to throw on 2nd and short. Stepping to the right. And it's his 4th interception of the night. He'll try to take it back. The 30. And what a way to end the quarter for this defense, forcing the big turnover. Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. Final stands in the game, and we'll start with the first down. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17.
Well, no mystery on